This is the third class of current electricity. Here we want to discuss about a very important question. In the last class we derived the drift speed, which is very small. Can you remember the value? I think on that numerical it is 0.4 millimeter per second. Then also when we switch on the circuit, our bulb glow instantly. How is it possible? The drift speed through a conductor is very small, generally few millimeter per second. Then when we switch on the circuit, our bulb glow instantly. How is it possible? Actually, inside a conductor, free electrons are present at every section of the conductor. Free electrons are present inside the electric bulb also. Inside the electric bulb also. Inside the filament of the bulb also. As soon as we switch on the circuit, an electric field is set up in the entire wire or across the two ends of the wire instantly. As a result, all the electrons start drifting towards the positive end. All the electrons start drifting towards the positive end from their current position. From there, সিহঁতৰ নিজৰ পজিশনৰ পৰাই যোন য'ত আছিল তাৰ পৰাই ড্ৰিফটিং আৰম্ভ কৰে. We get the light from the bulb due to drift of free electrons present inside the filament of the bulb. That is why we get the current through the circuit instantly. We get the current through the circuit instantly, though the drift velocity is very, very small. Though the drift velocity is very, very small. There is another important question. We know that the electron drift arises due to the force experienced by electrons in the electric field inside the conductor. If the electrons are under the action of a force, they should be accelerated. Or if they are accelerated, velocity of electrons should increase continuously. But we know that we get an average speed. How is it possible? We know that inside the conductor, a large number of electrons are free, due to which there is a large number of collision between different electrons and also with lattice point. When these electrons suffer collision with the lattice point or the other electrons, they lose their velocities, but are again accelerated. Again they suffer collision, again their velocity becomes zero. This process continues. Hence, though a constant force act on the electron, but due to frequent collisions with other free electrons, velocity of free electron or velocity of accelerated electron cannot increases continuously. That is why they attain an average velocity called the drift velocity. Okay, is it clear? Now we are going to discuss how the resistivity of a conductor changes with respect to temperature. How the resistance of a conductor or how the resistivity of a conductor depend on temperature of the conductor. Okay? But before that, we want to derive the Ohm's law from the electronic concept. What is Vd minus small e capital E tau by m? This is called relaxation time. In the last class, we discussed that In the last class, we discussed that if the electrons suffer frequent collisions, with other free electrons, if the electrons suffer frequent collisions with other free electrons, then what happens? T1, T2, T3 will be small. If the electrons suffer frequent collisions, then T1, T2, T3 will be small. So then relaxation time will be small. If relaxation time is small, drift velocity is small. If relaxation time is small, it means that electrons suffer more opposition. If the electrons suffer more opposition, then what happens? Resistance of the conductor will be more. That means if relaxation time has low value, resistance of the conductor has high value. Because if the electrons suffer frequent collisions, যদি ইলেক্ট্ৰনবিলাকে খুব সোনকালে কলাইড কৰে, T1, T2, T3 সৰু হ'ব, তেতিয়া ৰিলেক্সেশ্যন টাইমটো সৰু হ'ব। ৰিলেক্সেশ্যন টাইমটো সৰু হ'লে কি হ'ব? ৰেজিষ্টেঞ্চটো বেছি হ'ব, হয়নে? So this is the relation between drift velocity and relaxation time. This is the relation between current and drift velocity. Yes or no? So if I substitute Vd here, we will get this. I will get this. Okay. What is capital E? Capital E is minus V by L. V means potential difference across the two ends of the conductor. L is the length of the conductor. That means electric field as negative gradient of potential difference. That is, electric field is negative gradient of potential difference. Okay, L is the length of the conductor, A is the cross-sectional area. I substitute capital E is minus V by L here. So minus get cancel, I will get this. Okay, অলপ ইকুৱেশ্যনটো মই কি কৰিছোঁ ধুনীয়াকৈ লিখিছোঁ. So as a result, I get current directly proportional to V. As current directly proportional to V, that is the Ohm's law. Can you remember the Ohm's law? Ohm's law to কি আছিল? Ohm's law states that current passing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across the two ends of the conductor. At constant temperature, I proportional to V. Yes or no? I proportional to V. Here also we get I proportional to V, provided this term remains constant. Here, what is A? A is the length of cross-sectional area of the conductor. It is always constant. What is L? Length of the conductor, always constant. What is E? Charge on electron, constant. N, free electron density, it is also constant. M, mass of electron, this is also constant. So if relaxation time remains constant, then what happens? I proportional to V. So that is the Ohm's law. But I is equal to GV, where G is called conductance. That means value of conductance is this. Okay. What is resistance? Reciprocal of conductance. So if I substitute the value of G, I will get here. Experimentally, we get that R proportional to L, R proportional to 1 by A. Can you remember? R is equal to rho L by A. R is equal to rho L by A. That means this will be the rho. Rho means the resistivity. That means from this discussion, we derive a mathematical expression of resistivity. From this discussion, we derive a mathematical expression of resistivity of the conductor. The resistivity of the conductor is M divided by E square N into tau. So this is the relaxation time, other terms are constant. Now we are going to discuss how the resistivity of a conductor depends on temperature. So this is the expression of resistivity. Here M, mass of the electron, it is constant, universal constant. E, charge on electron, it is also constant. That means resistivity depends inversely proportional to free electron density and also inversely proportional to the relaxation time. But problem is here. Inside a conductor, free electron density is very large. When temperature increases, free electron density increases. Why? Can you remember my first class? When temperature increases, this electron make the jump from here to here. This electron is the bound electron. When this electron reaches this orbit, it becomes the free electron because this orbit is overlapped orbit. Yes or no? Here, when the temperature increases, electron make the jump from valence band to conduction band. এই কনসেপ্টটো মইহে ইমাজিন কৰিছোঁ, বুকত কিন্তু এইটো কনসেপ্ট নাপাবা তোমালোকে। বুকত খালি এই কনসেপ্টটো থাকিব, when temperature increases, electron make the jump from valence band to conduction band. As a result, number of free electrons increases. But since in a conductor, initial value of n is very large, hence fractional increase of n due to rise of temperature is very small. Since inside a conductor, value of n is very large, hence fractional increase of n due to increase in temperature is very small. Hence, we can say that resistivity is independent of free electron density inside a conductor. Okay? Now, rho proportional to 1 by tau. If temperature of the conductor increases, what happens? Thermal velocity of the electron increases. If thermal velocity increases, they collide more frequently. If thermal velocity increases, thermal velocity means random velocity increases, randomness increases. As a result, they collide more quickly. If they collide more quickly, যদি বেছি সোনকালে collide কৰে, T1, T2, T3, T4 সৰু হ'ব। যদি T1, T2, T3, T4 সৰু হয়, যদি T1, T2, T3, T4 সৰু হয়, তেতিয়া মোৰ কি হ'ব? ৰিলেক্সেশ্যন টাইমটো সৰু হ'ব, হয়নে? ইয়াত এখানে লিখা আছে, but as thermal velocity of free electron increases, collision rate also increases, which would decrease the average relaxation time between two successive collisions. So if relaxation time decreases, resistivity of the conductor increases. If relaxation time decreases, resistivity of the conductor increases. But when relaxation time decreases, when temperature of the conductor increases. So as a result, resistivity of conductor increases with rise of temperature. So again, I repeat korisu, when temperature increases, thermal velocity of free electron increases. As a result, rate of collision increases. If rate of collision increases, then relaxation time decreases. Why? What is relaxation time? Can you remember? It is T1 plus T2 plus ... Tn divided by n. If they collide more frequently, T1, T2, Tn, these are small, therefore relaxation time is small. If relaxation time is small, if relaxation time decreases, resistivity increases. But under what condition it is decreases? When temperature increases, therefore resistivity increases with rise of temperature. This is the variation of resistivity with temperature for a copper conductor. This is the variation of resistivity with temperature for a copper conductor. Most of the metals normally show this type of dependence, but sometimes the dependence is slightly varied from one metal to the other. If you see in this portion you just see that this is almost the straight portion. The temperature is around the 300 Kelvin. That means resistivity of copper increases linearly with temperature around and above room temperature for a moderate range of temperature. Around the room temperature, resistivity of most of the metal increases linearly for a range of temperature, not for the entire range, for the range of temperature. You just see, here it is not linear. At low temperature range, it is not linear, it is curved. At the low temperature range, it is curved. Here, resistivity depends on temperature with some higher powers. Here, resistivity increases with temperature with some higher power of temperature. only resistivity increases linearly with temperature in this range, and this range is around 300 Kelvin. So around the room temperature for a moderate range of temperature. And what is the relation? Relation is this. Rho t is rho 0 1 plus alpha t minus t0. What is rho t? Resistivity of the conductor at temperature T degrees Celsius. T degrees Celsius, you just see, not in Kelvin, T degrees Celsius. And rho 0 is the resistivity of conductor at 0 degrees Celsius. So what is alpha? It is rho t minus rho 0 by rho 0 t minus t0. This alpha is called temperature coefficient of resistivity of the metal. Temperature coefficient of resistivity of the metal. It is called temperature coefficient of resistivity of the metal. Okay, what is the unit of SI unit of resistivity? SI unit of resistivity, SI unit of temperature coefficient of resistivity is Celsius to the power minus 1. Because it is a ratio of resistivity. So resistivity, this unit get cancelled. Only temperature is in the denominator. So C to the power minus 1. Okay, so around the room temperature, resistivity depends on temperature linearly, or as temperature increases, resistivity increases almost linearly. Okay, almost linearly. So from that relation, we may derive this formula. If the above formula is multiplied by L by A on both sides, we will get this. This is resistance at T degrees Celsius, resistance at 0 degrees Celsius. Okay. So from this relation, we can calculate temperature of an unknown specimen, particularly hot furnace or temperature. From this relation আমি ওলাব পাৰো, and that thermometer is called resistance thermometer. Normally, to determine the resistance at different temperature, we use the platinum, and therefore this thermometer is called platinum resistance thermometer. These platinum resistance thermometers are basically used to find out the temperature of a hot furnace in industry. Okay, and what is the physics behind it? What is the principle behind it? Principle is this: the resistance of a conductor increases linearly with increase in temperature around and above room temperature. Okay, there are certain materials called the alloys. There are certain materials called the alloys whose resistivity is found to be quite larger than that of the pure metals. Normally, pure metals have very low value of resistivity, but these alloys, particularly manganese, okay, they have high value of resistivity. But you just see the graph. This graph is almost the flat between resistivity and temperature, and you see the temperature range. It is up to 800 Kelvin. It is up to 800 Kelvin. That means value of temperature coefficient of resistivity, that is alpha, of this alloy is very, very small. That means when temperature of the alloy increases by a very large amount, you just see the increase of resistivity of the material. It increases very minutely, very small. The increase in resistivity is very small. So therefore, these alloys are made to make the standard resistor, to make the standard wire bound resistors. আমি যিবিলাক গুণাৰ পৰা ৱায়াৰৰ পৰা যিবিলাক ৰেজিষ্টৰ বনাওঁ, সেই ৰেজিষ্টৰবিলাক বনাবৰ কাৰণে এই মেটেৰিয়েল, এই এলয়বিলাক ইউজ কৰে। অ'কে, আমাৰ যিটো হিটাৰ কইলছ, the coil of a heater is made from this alloy. Why? Because they have high value of resistivity. If the value of resistivity is high, then what happens? Smaller portion, smaller length is sufficient to make high resistance. Number two, they have very low value of alpha, temperature coefficient of resistivity. So as a result, their resistance remains almost constant with increase of temperature. But in pure metals, what happens? Alpha has higher value. As the alpha has higher value for the pure metals, so as a result, as temperature increases, resistivity of pure metals increases to a larger extent. Okay, so this is the reason why the pure metals never used to make the coil of a heater as well as in the standard resistor. The wire bound resistors, so they never used the pure metals in the coil of heaters as well as in the standard resistors. Okay, it is because value of rho for pure metals is very small. As a result, a large length of the wire is required, which make the heater coil as well as the resistor bulky. Number two, pure metal has large value of alpha. As they have the large value of alpha, their resistance as well as resistivity increases with increase in temperature. That means resistance or resistivity does not remain constant. But what is the advantage of alloy? Alloy have higher value of resistivity and low value of alpha. Due to high value of resistivity, a smaller length is sufficient to make the standard resistors or a coil of heater. They have low value of alpha. As a result, their resistivity and resistance remains almost constant with increase in temperature. Their resistance or resistivity never change with increase in temperature. So unlike the conductors, in case of semiconductor, what happens? Alpha is negative. Why? What is semiconductor? Semiconductor are the materials whose conductivity lies in between conductor and insulator. At 0 Kelvin, every semiconductor behaves as perfect insulator because their conduction band is completely empty and valence band is completely filled up. Since no electrons are free in conduction band, their conductivity is 0 or resistivity is infinitely high. But as temperature increases, some of the electrons make jump from valence band to conduction band. That means number of free electrons increases in conduction band due to rise in temperature in semiconductor. With increase in number density of as the number of free electrons in the conduction band increases, conductivity increases. If conductivity increases, then what happens? If conductivity increases, resistivity decreases. So what is the relation of resistivity? Can you remember? Rho T is equal to rho 0, 1 plus alpha T minus T0. Yes or no? What is the relation? The rho T is equal to rho 0, 1 plus alpha T minus T0. So here rho T is less than rho 0 for semiconductor. That means as temperature increases, number of electrons in the conduction band increases. As the number of electrons in conduction band increases, conductivity is possible or a current flow through the conductor. As conductivity increases, resistivity decreases. As resistivity decreases, since this is less than this is possible only when value of alpha is negative. That is why it is said that alpha has negative value for semiconductor. Okay, that means in this discussion, you just see this is the graph between resistivity and temperature. As the temperature increases, resistivity gradually decreases. So this is for semiconductor. So from the dependence of resistivity with temperature, we mainly studied three different materials. Number one, pure conductors. In pure conductors, what happens? As temperature increases, resistivity of pure metal increases. Number two, we discussed about the alloys. Alloys are made artificially in the laboratory. They are constructed in the laboratory in order to have larger value of rho and low value of alpha. So what is the advantage of larger value of rho? That means resistivity of alloy is higher than that of pure metals. As the resistivity has high value than that of pure metals, to make the coil of heater, a smaller length is required. As a result, heater coil becomes a small one. But if we make it from copper, then its size will be large, so bulky. Size to bulky hobo. Number two, alloy have low value of alpha, but value of alpha for pure metal is high. So when temperature increases, resistivity and resistance of alloy remains constant, but due to larger value of alpha, as temperature increases, resistivity and resistance of pure metal increases. Okay, and number three, we discussed about the semiconductor where the value of alpha is negative. That means when temperature increases, resistivity of semiconductor decreases. So one of the basic difference between conductor and semiconductor is that in conductor, resistivity increases with rise in temperature, so alpha is positive. In semiconductor, with increase in temperature, resistivity decreases, so alpha has negative value. Okay, with this, I stop the third class of current electricity.